Welcome to today's class, children. Very good afternoon. Today's thought: no matter what time of day it is, no matter what I am doing, no matter what is right and what is not, I still remember you like this time. Good afternoon. In this week, fully we are studying geography lesson atmosphere. In the atmosphere lesson, you people studied composition and structure of atmosphere, weather and climate, the factors influencing the weather and climate. Today, you people are going to study clouds, wind and rainfall. About the clouds, see the screen, children. Already every day we are seeing up in the sky the different clouds. During the rainy period, the clouds are different. During the summer period, the clouds are different, like we can see. So here about the different types of the clouds only we are going to see. See here, according to their height, clouds are classified into three types are there. In the screen, children, high level, high clouds, 6 to 20 kilometer height. Middle clouds, 2.5 kilometer to 6 kilometer height. Low clouds from ground surface to 25 kilometer height. Like three divisions: high level, mid level and low level. Okay. These major types of clouds are further divided into different types on the basis of shape and structure. Here about the high clouds, actually three divisions are there: cirrus, cirrocumulus and cirrostratus. You can see the screen, children. The cirrus, cirrocumulus and cirrostratus, it is given. Okay. Detached clouds in the form of white, delicate, fibrous, silky filaments formed at the high sky, that is 8,000 meters to 12,000 meters. This is called cirrus clouds. These clouds have ice crystal and are dry and do not give rainfall. Okay, this is cirrus clouds. Next, cirrocumulus. The second one, you can see the screen. White patched sheet or layer like clouds, it composed of ice crystals. The third one is cirrostratus. Smooth, milky, transparent, whitish clouds. It composed of tiny ice crystals. That is cirrostratus. Now you understand, children, what about the high clouds? Okay. Do you know, children, during sunset, cirrus clouds look colorful, so that it is called mass trails. Okay. Then next we are coming to the middle clouds. In the mid level, altostratus, altocumulus, nimbostratus. Okay. Here too it is given, but nimbostratus also there. Altostratus, thin sheets of grey or blue colored clouds in uniform appearance. It consisting of frozen water droplets. Okay. Next, altocumulus. That is, clouds fitted closely together in parallel bands. This is called sheep clouds or wool pack clouds. It's look like wools. Okay. Another one, nimbostratus. This is dark color, very closest to the ground surface. It associated with rain, snow or sleet. Okay. Do you know, children, the only sphere which contains all clouds in the atmosphere is troposphere. Next, the low clouds we are coming. In the low level, the four types are there: stratocumulus, stratus, cumulus, cumulonimbus. Okay. Here, when you see the screen itself, you know that it is like a rainy period. How we feel, how can we can find out in the sky that a dark color, like look like it is there. No, yes, the low clouds. Stratocumulus, grey or whitish layer of non-fibrous low clouds. It found in rounded patches at on height of 2500 to 3000 meters. It associated with fair or clear weather. Okay. Next, stratus. Dense, low-lying fog, like a clouds associated with rain or snow. That is stratus. Okay. Next, cumulus. Dome-shaped with a flat. See, the cumulus, how it is look like a domes. Dome shaped, the mask, children, it look like Taj Mahal, the roof is there, no, that only it is dome shaped with a flat base, often resembling a cauliflower. A great example it is given like a cauliflower. It is associated with fair weather, that is cumulus. Okay, so next we are coming to the last one, cumulonimbus. In the second one I said no, the nimbostratus, here it is given. Okay. And the cumulonimbus is a fluffy, thick, towering thunderstorm cloud. It capable of producing heavy rain, snow, hailstorm or tornadoes. So these are and all the cumulonimbus. Actually we want the cumulonimbus only. We need rain, isn't it? So these are the three important types. What are and all? That is here in the fully clearly given in the screen, children, the cirrus, cirrocumulus and cirrostratus. Then middle clouds, altostratus, altocumulus, nimbostratus. Low clouds, stratocumulus, stratus, cumulus and cumulonimbus. Like the three variations of the clouds. Then next we are going to study precipitation. Water that falls to earth in any form: rain, snow, sleet or hail. So in the screen I explained to you how it comes: rain, snow, sleet, hail. This only the different falling down of condensed water vapor in different forms, that only it is called precipitation. When the dew point is reached in the cloud water, it droplets, it becomes saturated and start to fall. So hence they fall on the earth as precipitation. The climatical conditions are factors influencing some forms of precipitation. Some are there. How and what? Temperature, altitude, cloud type, atmospheric condition, precipitation process. The main forms of precipitation include, you can see the screen, children, the main forms of precipitation: drizzle, rain, sleet, snow, hail. Okay, the first one, drizzle, we are going to learn. In the drizzle, falling of numerous, uniform, minute droplets of water with diameter of less than 0.5 millimeter is called drizzle. Okay, so drizzle, we'll see in the screen how you feel. In the drizzling period, we want to stand on the open place, isn't it, like that? So that atmosphere now you feel, isn't it, children? From the low clouds, Sometimes drizzles are combined with the fog so that it reduced visibility. Yes, it reduced the visibility while drizzling. The another one, rain. These are, and I don't want the example. Isn't children? Always, each from the childhood, we people know that what is rain, how is rain, how we are enjoying in the rain. So that and all we know that. See here, the father and daughter are their kids. So how they enjoying in the rain. The rain is the most widespread and important form of precipitation in places having temperature above the freezing point. It occurs only when there is abundant moisture in the air. And the diameter of a raindrop is more than 5 millimeter. When we see this screen, we also want to stand in the open place. You are thinking, no, children? Yes, I feel. Okay. The next one about sleet. See in the screen, the sleet water, snow hovers, and freezing rain also hovers. A very nice picture, children. You can see sleet refers to a precipitation in the form of pellets. It's a pellets made up of transparent and translucent ice. This precipitation is a mixture of snow and rain. Okay, ma? Then next, particularly in the snow. See, while seeing, definitely you people go to Kashmir only, isn't it, children? This type of the climatical and the picture and the tree and definitely in the film in the Kashmir we are seeing, isn't it? So that feeling that I am giving to you. Snow is formed when condensation occurs below freezing point. It is the precipitation of opaque and semi-opaque ice crystals. When these ice crystals collide and stick together, it becomes snowflakes. We can't see the greenish leaves, only whitish snow only we can see it in the screen. Next, children, about the hails. Really, you people wonder it. What is like an ice ball? Yes, hails are chunks of ice. It's greater than 2 centimeter in a diameter. It falling from the sky in during a rainstorm or thunderstorm. We can see in that stone rain that used to say the people, that is the stone rain. So like a hails are, it is called as hails are chunks of ice, it falling from the sky during a rainstorm or thunderstorm. Hailstones are a form of solid precipitation where small pieces of ice it fall downwards. These are destructive and dreaded forms of solid precipitation because they destroy agricultural crops and human lives. Okay, so any thunderstorms which is associated with the fall of hailstones, it is known as hailstorm. Hailstorm is one of the most feared weather phenomenon because it has the potential to destroy plant, trees, crops, animals and human life. Okay, so these are the important different the precipitation related we people learned. Next one of the very important, very essential topic, a great rainfall. Rainfall, it is rainfall. I think I don't want the more explanation. We people that experience also we need. Yes, rainfall. Rainfall is the most predominant type of precipitation. Moisture laden air masses, it raises upwards, form clouds and bring rainfall based on the mechanisms of raising the air. There are three types of the rainfall. The rainfall, convectional rainfall, here the different types of rainfall. Convectional rainfall, frontal or cyclonic rainfall. Third one is orographic rainfall. Now we are going to know about the convectional rainfall. It is another name, 4 o'clock rainfall. What is the 4 o'clock rainfall? People, you had an experience also. Whenever our school comes to an get over, that time many times the rain fall. Okay, so that timing, it is called the evening, the 4 o'clock timing. When the rain comes, it is 4 o'clock rainfall. Okay. Earth's surface is intensely heated through solar radiation during the daytime. When the air near the Earth's surface is heated, it rises and expands. This heating results is the formation of convectional air current. Do you understand, children? The Earth's surface is intensely heated through the solar radiation during the daytime. When the air near the Earth's surface is heated, it rises and expands. This heating result only is the formation of convectional air current. So, thus the ascending moist air cools, the condenses and results in convectional rainfall. The convectional rainfall occurs regularly in the equatorial region in the evening. It is also experienced in tropical, subtropical and temperate regions in the summer month and on warmer days. So that the evening timing when this experience, it is called as the 4 o'clock rainfall and convectional rainfall. Okay, children. The next one you are going to know cyclonic rainfall. Cyclone, automatically when the word we are hearing that we people fear, isn't it? Cyclone. The cyclonic rainfall or frontal rainfall. Actually, cyclonic precipitation occurs during the cyclone. When air masses are made to converge and move upward, so that adiabatic cooling occurs. Cyclonic rainfall occurs in tropical as well as temperate region. When warm and cold air masses converge, condensation and precipitation take place on the boundary between warm and cold air masses. It called as frontal rainfall. The next one is, children, orographic rainfall or relief rainfall. Orographic rainfall, another name relief rainfall, is caused when the air is forced to rise against a high mountain. When air is forced to rise against a high mountain, the mountain barriers lying across the direction of air flow, the forces the moisture laden air to rise along the mountain slope. This results only in the cooling of the air, which leads to the formation of clouds and rain. This rainfall is called orographic rainfall. The side of the mountain facing the wind is called windward side and receives heavy rainfall. It is called the rain-fed region. The other side of the mountain that does not face the wind is called the leeward side. You can see the screen, children. There the prevailing winds, the windward side and leeward side is mentioning there. The rainfall, the side of the mountain facing the wind is called windward side and receiving heavy rainfall, it is called the rain-fed region. The other side of the mountain that does not face the wind, so which is face the wind, the rain-fed region, windward side, does not face the wind, that is leeward side, and receives less rainfall and it becomes rain shadow region. Do you know, children, Mawsynram, it is the wettest place of India as it is located in the windward side of the Purvachal Hills, whereas Shillong lies on the leeward side and it receives less rainfall. This is the same in the case of Mumbai and Pune also. Okay, children. The next topic, the last, humidity. We come to the climax. Okay, humidity. Humidity is an important aspect of the atmosphere because it affects both weather and climate. The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is referred to as humidity. Okay, humidity, it is affect both weather and climate. The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere only humidity. Okay, humidity is the atmosphere is high when it has large quantities of water vapor. The amount of water vapor in the atmosphere, it is called absolute humidity. Now clear children, what is humidity? Humidity, the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere only, it is called humidity. Okay ma'am. Do you know children, when the relative humidity of the air is 100%, the air is said to be saturated. Saturated air will not absorb any more water vapor. The temperature at which air gets saturated is called dew point. Humidity of the atmosphere is measured by the wet and dry bulb thermometer. It is also called the hygrometer. So, absolute humidity is expressed in terms of grams. Grams of water vapor present per cubic meter of air, and the relative humidity is expressed in percentage. Okay, children. Anyhow, we come to the end of the lesson. Actually, the atmosphere lesson come to an end today. What we learnt in the previous class about this lesson? Atmosphere is a thin layer of gases that surrounds the earth, you studied, and the major gases of the atmosphere also you learnt, and the 5 layers of the atmosphere, and how the atmosphere gets heated through the conduction. Wind is horizontal movements, and wind blows, and 4 types of winds: cyclone, anticyclone, clouds, all the precipitation, and the different type of the clouds, and the main forms of the precipitation. So everything you people studied in this lesson, I think I hope you people understood this lesson. So if you have any doubt, as the same I am telling you, people can call me and send message. Go through this lesson. Okay children, thank you. Take care.